Hey boys, and welcome back to another Bleach Soul video, and today we're going to be reading the brand new Christmas version of Momo, the final Link's character to come into the game. We might get more in the future, but for now, we now have every attribute covered. She is the one for speed, so if you do use her in co-op or IZ in general, you're getting 5 additional pots, a very powerful skill. But outside of that, how good is the character? Well, we're going to talk about it in today's video. Now, before we do begin, the gameplay you will be seeing in the background is actually me playing co-op with her. Now, the main reason I'm doing this is because she is essentially a co-op character. If you want to get the most value out of this character, you're going to be using her in co-op because she does come with that link slot skill. If you have 4 momos in a team, you're getting plus 20 drops per run, which is absolutely insane. So I feel like the best way to showcase this character is to use her in co-op. And that's also another reason why this video has taken like a week to come out, because I didn't want to just showcase this character in single player. I wanted to make sure I got a proper feel of the character, giving you her pros and cons when you do play her in co-op, because again, for the most part, when you are playing with this character, you're going to be using her in co-op. I'm sure there's some Momo fans out there that'll just be using her for normal PvE type of content, but for me, if I'm being honest, the only time I'm ever going to use this Momo is to farm link slots for the power attribute. And with that out of the way, let's talk about the character in question, Christmas Momo. So Momo is a speed attribute Soul Reaper with the Soul Reaper killer ability, and she does come with a 12% recharge soul trait. Now, this is good for many reasons, and we're going to talk about that through different aspects of the video. So, for example, since she is a speed character, that means she has access to a lot of very good links to make your life easier when you are using this character in co-op. In addition to that, with the Soul Reaper kill ability, it's a very good killer to have, because mainly Soul Reapers are very common, especially in IZ. In fact, as me recording this video right now, the final bosses in IZ, the main bosses, the ones with a lot of HP, are actually Soul Reapers, so it allows her to nuke very well, and also do a lot of damage and clear the IZ week right now very easily. Moving on to her stats, let's talk about it. Her stats from top to bottom is Stamina 1111, Attack 645, Defense 354, Focus 364, and SP at 794. Now, obviously, because she is an SP-based character, the two main stats to focus on is the SP stat and the Focus stat. And unfortunately for her, and it doesn't really matter that much, I will say, is that her stats are actually fairly average. She has a 794 SP, which does rank at the 46th highest SP in the game. For a new character, that is definitely on the lower end, but to be fair, stats in this game really don't matter too much because of how OP the skills are for these characters. Going into the skills, let's talk about it. So from top to bottom, we have Inheritance Zone only, Increased Power Link Slot Potions plus 5, Berserker plus 20%, which is strong attack damage increase, Bruiser, which is no attack damage increase plus 20%, Damage to Lacerated Enemies plus 40%, Debilitator plus 2 seconds, increasing the amount of time that you do lacerate enemies, Devastation plus 40%, allowing her Soul Bomb to do additional 40% extra damage, Frenzy, increasing the hit on her strong attacks, and Sprinter plus 1. So this character right here is coming with some absolutely stacked skills. Obviously, the standout, the whole reason why you even want this character is the increased power link slot potion. So again, if you don't know what this is, for reference sake, if you bring this character into IZ, you're getting 5 additional pots just for having her on your team. So for single player content in IZ, you're getting 5 additional pots, and you could go up to anywhere around 11 to 12 pots to run. But for co-op, and this is where the character shines the most, in co-op, because you can have 4 team members, so you can get 4 momos in a team, you're getting 20 additional pots per run, and if you're doing 5 times tickets, you're guaranteed 100 power link slot potions with this character in your team, and that's absolutely OP. If you've seen my past videos, I've link slotted every heart character in the game thanks to Kisuke, and now with this Momo, I'm going to be able to do the same for my power characters. Now, even though that's the main reason why she's even sought after, she also has some very good skills to make your life easier when using her in co-op. For example, Berserker plus 20%, increasing the amount of damage you do on your strong attacks. And I really do value this because a lot of the times you're not going to have this character 5 out of 5. So if you do have a 1-5, that extra 20% is definitely going to go a long way. Additionally to that, she also has a very somewhat rare skill, Damage to Lacerated Enemies plus 40%. And that means if you do lacerate the enemies, and when you do, they're going to be lacerated for 5 seconds thanks to that extra 2-second debilitator, you're doing 40% extra damage to them. And that's very big, especially for co-op when the enemies have a lot of HP, more specifically the final bosses. Now, another standout skill is the fact that she also surprisingly has Devastation. Now, the main reason I'm pointing this out, every character in the game, at least for like the last 2+ years, they come with 40% Devastation. However, there was a trend where if a character got extra damage to a certain element, for example, damage to lacerated enemies plus 40%, they didn't come with the Devastation because their Soul Bomb does guarantee the laceration. So since she does have that extra damage to lacerated enemies, plus the guaranteed laceration on her Soul Bomb, and the Devastation, it means her Soul Bomb is going to be hitting hitting very, very hard for a 1 out of 5 character. I myself have a 2-5, and you can see in the gameplay, a lot of the times we can almost straight nuke the entire boss. I'm sure if you had a 3-5 or if you had a 1 full stam link, you're completely one-shotting the final room with 1 soul bomb. And for a 1 out of 5 / 2 out of 5 character, that in my opinion is absolutely insane. So the amount of damage potential she can do on a soul bomb is quite crazy. If you have a 5-5, she's going to be one-shotting absolutely everything. Even 2 out of 5 as I have her right now, she's almost already doing that. So 5-5 is going to be absolutely insane. And I feel like the best way to showcase that, a 5 out of 5 Momo, is to use her in Guild Quest, where she has that extra devastation, that extra damage to lacerated enemies. It just means you're potentially going to be able to nuke just as hard as a character that has weakening on their soul bomb. And that is definitely the go-to way to nuke in Guild Quest. Now, going into attacks, let's talk about it, because this is where the character might fall off a bit for you, but to be honest, it doesn't matter if you like or dislike the character, she's always going to have insane value in your account. So a Nad String is a 4-hit Nad String, nothing too serious, 375 radius, the last hit being an AoE attack, so anything around her within a 375 radius is going to be getting hit. It's the most boring part about her kit, because she is an SP-based character, and since she also is melee-based, you want to make sure, at least in co-op, you're never using that Nad String, because you do not want to get caught slipping and get one-shot by the multiple amount of enemies that actually can do that. Her SA1 is a lunge forward, a 475 radius, melee collision, strong attack, 120% magnification, something you've seen plenty of times. It's actually a very good strong attack, I will not lie. It lunges her forward, so she's always on the move. Really do like that. She is a melee character, so you do want to kind of get close to them, so pretty good SA1. And then now let's talk about her SA2. Her SA2 is definitely the most controversial part about her kit, because only 3 characters in the game actually have this strong attack, one of them actually being can't for you at Aaroniero. So this strong attack in question is a vacuum vortex. It has a 675 radius and 2 parts to it. The first part actually sucks everyone in around you, again 675 radius. It is a melee collision one, so it's pretty much going to be grabbing everyone in, has a 40% magnification, and then the second part is range collision with a 60% magnification, pushing everyone out. So this strong attack right here, if you don't know, hits around 58 times. So this means if you use that second strong attack against a boss or an enemy that stays alive, there's a very, very good chance you're going to be inflicting that laceration, and that means you're doing 40% extra damage to them. So this strong attack too can actually be very, very good. However, I will say there is one downside to it, and it's unfortunately the exact same problem that characters like Can't Feel Aaroniero and Christmas Siphon have, and that is the second part of the animation, the push out part, doesn't have the best invincibility frames, and you can actually find yourself dying a lot of the times or getting hit because you basically have to swipe out of it straight away. I found myself dying a lot of times using this SA2. It can do wonders, it can actually do a lot of damage, but also at the same time, if you're not experienced with this character, you could find yourself dying. Mainly also because the fact that you can lacerate enemies can also work against you. The final bosses in co-op, the ones that do those charged one-hit attacks, if you inflict lacerate onto them with that second strong attack, they're going to attack you straight away with their non-attack string because laceration cancel out the charge attacks. So that means if you're not ready for it, you can inflict the laceration, you might not kill them, and then they're going to start hitting you up and you could lose a lot of stamina. So that is one thing to be wary of. That SA2 can be very, very powerful, but if you don't know how to use it properly or you're inexperienced with it, you could find yourself dying a few times thanks to this second strong attack. And then going into SA3 is a 4-string strong attack, a 1000 radius around her, 120% magnification, basically the standard attack that everyone likes to see on your characters. Now quickly talking about the character Soul Bomb, the animation for the most part is actually very impressive. It's her coming down a chimney, giving you the Christmas present. You wake up to her in a first-person view, and she tells you to be quiet. This is our little secret. So I really do like the special animation. It is very cool. But going into the practicality of this special, how much damage it can do, it can do a lot of damage. Like I mentioned when we were talking about the skills, this Soul Bomb, thanks to the devastation plus 40%, and the damage to lacerated enemies plus 40%, and the fact that every hit guarantees laceration, it means you can just do a lot of damage. And for co-op, you could potentially nuke the final room if you do have this character 3 out of 5, and that is a very, very powerful thing to have. I really do like that about her. Even 2 out of 5, like myself, I was pretty much nuking the final room just to like the final bosses being very, very one-shot, and at that point all I gotta do is just use one strong attack. Moving on from that, let's talk about the best builds that you can use on a Momo. So again, since she is a co-op character, I've made 3 builds that you might want to follow when using this character in IZ. The first one being the host build. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're hosting with this character, you want to probably use these 3 accessories: the Zeta Pill, Tension Tie, and Fortification Pill. The Fortification Pill can be replaced with the T-set if you do have it, so do keep that in mind. But the Fortification Pill is increasing your SP by 30% and also focus by 30%, and you do want to have SP as the secondary trait for all of these these accessories I do mention. The tension tie is there because you want to make sure you do as much damage on your soul bomb as possible, mainly because obviously in co-op you're going to be going against some bosses and they can have a massive amount of HP and also one-shot a lot of your teammates. So nuking the boss as soon as possible the second they spawn is going to be very, very important, and making sure you one-shot them with your soul bomb is also going to be very important. So a tension tie is going to help you do that, especially if you don't have the character 5-5. And then the Zeta Pill is mainly there because you're hosting. Since you are the host, it means you can nuke multiple waves of that soul bomb and also hit a lot of enemies, multiple waves again, with those strong attacks. So having the Zeta Pill guaranteeing yourself to hit any hidden enemies is going to be very, very big if you are the host of a team. Now, if you're not hosting rooms and you're actually joining them, then instead of using the Zeta Pill, basically rock the exact same build, take off the Zeta Pill and put a Lieutenant's Badge. The main reason for this is because you're not going to be able to nuke multiple waves with your strong attacks / soul bomb, so using the Zeta Pill isn't really going to be helping your team that much. The Lieutenant's Badge, however, is going to be increasing your strong attack damage by 20%, just meaning you can do a bit of extra damage, and it's going to have more value in your team, especially if you are not host. So I would recommend taking off the Zeta Pill and replacing it with the Lieutenant's Badge. Now, for the last build I have for you lads is the single player IZ build. So essentially, because the bosses don't have that much HP, you can just use the Zeta Pill, Lieutenant's Badge, and Fortification Pill / T-Set. This is going to be your go-to. It means you can clear a lot faster because you have the Zeta Pill allowing you to hit hidden enemies, and it's basically the best build you can go for it. You don't need the tension tie because you're already doing a lot of damage with your soul bomb, and that's basically, in my opinion, the 3 best builds. The first being co-op IZ if you're hosting, the second being co-op IZ if you're joining, and the third one being just single player use. You can mix and match what you want to do. No build is really bad in my opinion. Now, moving on to the best links that you can use in this character, we're going to try and go through this very, very quickly because we have a lot of links to talk about. So from top to bottom, at least the list that I do have, we have Senka Aizen, a force stamina damage plus 20% and strong attack damage plus 20%. One of the best damage dealing links in the game. You're mainly going to be using this in Guild Quest and also Senkamon if you do decide to bring her there. You can also use the Senkamon Ichigo. He's going to be your best link to use in co-op because, again, that second strong attack can actually kill you a lot of the times. So having that free revive, because if you don't know, Senkamon Ichigo is a 12% recharge and 100% last ditch. He is going to be your best link to use, by far the go-to link for anyone using this character in co-op. You should always be using this link. Very good link right there. Then we have 5th anniversary Byakuya, a 14 recharge, very good link right there. Kanfiord Kisuke, 2019 Ichigo, and Christmas Nelliel also being free 14 recharge links. Can't go wrong with any of them. Resurrected Halloween Orihime being a 12% recharge and DR. If you're rocking a normal 12% recharge, then you might as well rock this just to get that extra bit of DR. It could be the difference between dying in co-op or not. The Resurrected 2nd Anniversary Ichigo link is going to be one of your best links to use, being a 25% strong attack damage link and 10% strong attack recharge. This allowing you to do extra bit of damage and also get that recharge is definitely one of the go-to links for me personally, and I recommend if you have him, definitely equip him to your Momo. Another very good link is the Resurrected Yami link, being a 12% strong attack recharge link and 80% additional last ditch survival. This right here is very, very important because you can die a lot in co-op. Like myself, I actually use this link alongside the Senkamon Ichigo link, getting that 22% strong attack recharge and 180% last ditch survival because it does stack, and that could potentially mean you get 2 revives without having the need to use a single revive candle, and that can be very important in co-op if you do die a lot, which again you can do thanks to a second strong attack having inconsistent invincibility frames. Resurrected Tag Team Rangaku is also a pretty good link, being a 14% recharge. That's the main reason why you're going to use it, but it does have a second link being 55% freeze reduction. So you might see some using that if you get frozen, but the main reason why you are using this is for that 14 strong attack recharge. Resurrected Koga is also a pretty good link, especially for epic raids. He is a 12% strong attack recharge and 24% low stamina damage. This is going to be very, very good in a low stamina damage build, so I definitely recommend if you are using that. I think most people would see use to this link if you are bringing a low stamina build in epic raids. And then the last 2 recommended links is Parastone Now, Resurrected by the way, and also Resurrected White Day Gin, both of them being a 12% strong attack recharge link and also an additional 16% stamina recovery, which can be very, very helpful in co-op, especially if you do take a lot of hits. Any kind of HP healing or any kind of last ditch survival is going to be very important, allowing you to not use that many revive candles, especially if you are low on them, which for the most part I always am, so I really do appreciate links like these. So in conclusion, what do I think about this character? Well, if I'm being honest, she's a lot better than I expected, honestly. Going into it, because I know how Aaroniero plays, she almost has the exact same strong attack as Aaroniero. I knew the problems that Aaroniero has in co-op, and that's mainly due to his second strong attack. Yes, Momo also does have the same kind of inconsistency with the invincibility frames, and that can cause a problem, especially when you do lacerate the final boss and they start hitting you straight away. So the best advice is to learn how to use that second strong attack, and you're going to start to enjoy this character a lot more. The damage inflicted to lacerate enemies damage plus 40% skill that she does have just means she's able to do a lot of damage. And I definitely value that, especially if you are using her in co-op, where a lot of the times you aren't one-shotting the enemy. So I really do appreciate the damage that she can dish out. Additionally to that, the devastation that she does have just means she can nuke very, very hard. And as you saw multiple times, it allows me to almost nuke the final stage with my 2 out of 5 Momo. And that's something I really value, because you want to clear as fast as possible in the final stage. With the amount of bosses that you are going against, the fact that you can just potentially nuke out like 2 whole boss waves is very, very big. It's saving you a lot of time, and it's saving you a lot of hassle and potential revive candles. So I would definitely say to you lads, she's a character worth going for. She's good enough, but if I'm being honest, even if she was bad, the main reason why you're going for this character, the main reason why you want her, is to farm power link slots, and that's exactly what she does. She is a link slot character. Having 4 Momos in your team is giving you 20 additional pots, guaranteed per run, and it allows you to farm thousands upon thousands of link slots very, very easily. I myself already link slotted like 6 power characters in the last week, because she and 3 other Momos can easily clear IZ in under 2 minutes. She has access to very good links because she is a speed character, more specifically the Senkamon Ichigo and also the Resurrected Yami, making your life easier. So if you do find yourself dying a lot of times, make sure you equip those 2 links just to make sure you don't use auto revive candles and or spirit orbs. Don't ever use spirit orbs, by the way. And then again, the damage you can do, the link slots that she's providing, the value she's providing to your account when you pull her, just one of her, is insane, and she's definitely a character you're going to want to pick up. So with that said, lads, that was the video. The final link slot character in the game. Again, whether she was good or bad, it doesn't matter. You're pulling for her because you want those extra link slots. And if you are a Momo fan, congratulations, you got yourself a cute Momo. She's in a Christmas outfit. She does look quite cute, and she's also pretty good. Like, outside of the link slot skill that she does have, I would say she's actually a pretty good speed character. But if I am being honest, I wouldn't use her outside of IZ, mainly just because there's better characters. I'm not the biggest Momo fan, and I'd use Aaroniero or 5th Anniversary Byakuya any day of the week over this Momo. But that being said, she's still very good. She's still worth going for, and if you are pulling for an individual or still pulling on the main banner, I wish you luck. Hopefully you do get her. And with that said, I'm going to see you lads in the next one. Let me know in the comments below what you do think about this Momo. I'm curious to know, and with that, I'm going to end it here. Peace.